And with that, we are going to go into our news of the week, which is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com. They know mortgages, and they've been knowing mortgages for more than 30 years. If you want to stop in and see them, just go to 114th and Davenport during normal business hours. You can meet with one of their mortgage brokers, talk about your situation, talk about what you have in mind, the type of house that you want to buy, and they'll work with you. They'll listen to you and try and come up with the best option for you. FHA, VA, conventional loans, they do all of that, and you can find them online at eaglemortgagecompany.com. Go ahead, Trent.
You know where else people should go today and
Where?
tomorrow? The next Twist of Fate estate sale. Thank you, everyone, for coming to my family's estate sale last week, but there is some residue. There's a lot of jewelry that got carried over to 1217 South 108th Street, just south of Pacific Street, and some great costume jewelry, some great regular jewelry. They're having another estate sale. Go to Twist of Fate estate sales online and go check out that estate sale. And Jeff, thanks for letting me put that in there.
Huh. I thought after last week we were done talking about estate sales, but I guess not. The estate sale topic lives on.
I like those guys.
And back to the commercial real estate and economic development news of the week. First of all, the Moxie by Marriott Hotel has topped out. Trenton, what does it mean when we say a building has topped out?
Well, if no one got hurt, then you see a Christmas tree on top of it, and that means that the steel is completed on top of a building.
Yeah, all the structural steel. In the case of the Moxie by Marriott, it's more of like the structural wood, but it is topped out and looking nicely. There's a picture of it that Brad Williams took, and we posted it on the Gromaha Facebook page if you want to see it. But 6 stories really stands out. It's on the site in the old market. Remember where the old diner used to be? So it's a heck of a lot taller than the diner, I can tell you that much. Speaking of tall, the Mutual of Omaha Tower, we got a little bit of an update on that. A representative from Mutual of Omaha told KMTV this week that the company is deep into design, and there is a focus on having the building being sustainable. Pretty much any time a major corporation builds a big building, you have to have some focus on sustainability, if for no other reason than to appease constituents like customers and employees, et cetera, et cetera. But that's good.
You mean that $600 million built property is not just going to be like the Trans-Mississippi Exposition in 1898, where it'll just last a year or two?
Yeah, and it's funny that you should say that, because in the article they said it's being designed for a 100-year lifespan. But it's interesting. That brings up a thought I had years ago. The skyscrapers that we build in America today, though, how long could those last if properly maintained? My guess is thousands of years. I mean, as long as there's not a bomb that takes them down or
that's lovely.
Well, in 1,000 years, stuff happens, but I think these skyscrapers, if properly maintained, could. I mean, put it this way: if the Colosseum in Rome is still mostly standing with engineering standards of that day, the skyscrapers we build in America during modern times could conceivably be around for thousands of years.
Yeah, and I've been through the Colosseum, and there are not a lot of window seals on that one still. Yeah,
not a lot of mullions that are not a lot of what is your favorite term when it comes to windows? Butt glazing.
Oh, butt glazing. That's when 2 pieces of glass you see that kind of rubber gasket between kind of a control joint where there's no mullion. It's butt glazing.
So glass touches glass is called, with a little bit of adhesive, is called butt glazing. So at any rate, there's not a lot of that at the Colosseum in Rome either. We have a 66,000 square foot warehouse coming to just north of Carter Lake at 13th and Fort Street in Omaha. This is not terribly far from Epley. City of Omaha approved $1.2 million in tax increment financing for that project earlier in the week. It'll be built on 4.1 acres, so it's good to see some industrial infill in that area. Do not know about any sort of tenants that may or may not be coming into the area, but I do believe there's at least one. The Douglas County Board has allocated $95,000 of its ARPA money, American Rescue Plan Act money, to Creighton University, and those funds will pay for a feasibility study on converting 3 soon-to-be vacant buildings alongside 29th and Burt and 30th and Webster, so in that Creighton University area. And those buildings are going to be empty about a year from now. The university may want to convert those buildings into affordable housing, childcare, or other community services so as to support the university, I would imagine. And then the Omaha Public Library, speaking of the Mutual of Omaha future skyscraper headquarters, the Omaha Public Library held a farewell gathering last weekend at the W. Dale Clark Library. I didn't see you in any of the photographs, Trenton.
In that brutalistic style building?
Yeah.
That's actually what it's called.
Yeah, I love that brutalist architecture because that building...
What was it called at the time?
I don't know. But when you look at it, it is brutal. And
it's very modern.
Probably, yeah. So maybe they even called it brutalist back there. I don't know. We should have an architect friend
like
send us
Beirut or something.
Send us a text. So a temporary downtown branch opens very soon, Monday at 11th and Howard, and that will be the temporary downtown branch until next March, in which the downtown branch goes into the currently under renovation building at 1401 Jones Street. Demolition on the W. Dale Clark is scheduled to begin right around October 1st. And talking about some Midtown news items, the former NP Dodge office building at 3552 Dodge Street, just kind of to the north of Mutual of Omaha's current building, has been leased to the state of Nebraska. State of Nebraska taking over that 8,000 square foot
Do we know
building.
what they're going to do in there?
Probably state of Nebraska office things.
That's really specific.
Functions. Probably some functions.
The sister building to the state of Nebraska office building downtown, the red one?
Yeah, my guess is they'd probably have some desks and some cubicles. kind of would be my
There you go, ladies. You tune into the Gromha Show for the specifics.
That's why we do our best. Hey, speaking of that same area, talked to the developer yesterday of that. It's probably I can't remember exactly, but like 7 or 8 story apartment building planned for the corner of 38th Avenue and Dodge Street, southeast corner. They have to demo 3 existing houses before that project can be built. And it looks like that demo is planned for November, possibly around November. And that will be another one of those TOD type projects where you're transit-oriented development, where you're putting pretty good density right along that Dodge Street corridor because of the BRT. So Trenton, I noticed something yesterday, speaking of that. You and I were at a meeting in Midtown until about 6:30 last night. So we left about 6:30, and I was driving west on Dodge Street, and I was amazed by the amount of passenger traffic on the BRT, people waiting on the platforms. There were a bunch of kids dressed in purple, presumably going down to Central High School on 2 of the platforms that were eastbound.
Yeah, they
good to see it being used.
Unveiled the Gale Sayers statue. Did you see that?
Yeah, I thought it looked really cool. Yeah. That's
Kinda
really
like
cool.
An older Gale Sayers, though.
But he was wearing a football uniform.
Yeah.
Truly one of the most famous guys to ever come out of Omaha. So
absolutely.
That's probably a cool day for the Central High School community. All right, that's your news of the week, brought to you by Eagle Mortgage Company, eaglemortgagecompany.com.
If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.